You are listening to How to Get Over Your Ex, episode number 344. Her ex, who never wanted marriage, got engaged and she didn't flinch. Here's how. Welcome to How to Get Over Your Ex, a podcast on getting over your ex without it just taking time. I'm your host, breakup coach Dorothy. Let's turn your pain into power and your heartbreak into happy. Hello, beautiful Bravehearts. I hope you're having a great week this week. I am so excited for you to listen to this week's episode with my girl, Sam. What a beautiful example of what's possible. She thought she lost it all after feeling forced to leave because her ex had everything she ever wanted, except he didn't want to get married. Now, spoiler alert, she got over her ex, obviously. She got engaged, married, and had a baby with the real man of her dreams. And when she found out her ex, the one who never wanted marriage, got engaged, she didn't even flinch. What? Let's talk about how so that you can be in the same place. Now, before we get started, I wanted to share a friendly reminder that the Get Over Your Ex in 3 months or less program is open for enrollment. If you're done being consumed by your ex and want to create true freedom through reducing desire and attachment of your ex and to stop making this breakup mean something negative about you, join us inside of the Get Over Your Ex program before doors close Sunday, June 14th. That is this Sunday. So you can join us at dorothyabjohnson.com/get over your ex. Love you so much. I hope you have an amazing week. Let's get started with this week's episode. Hello, beautiful Bravehearts. I am so excited, you guys. I have an amazing guest here with me today. Today we have Sam. Now, Sam was in the Get Over Your Ex program a very long time ago. She graduated. We recorded an entire episode called Settling Even When It's Good. It's episode 165. It was released on November 4th of 2022. So she had gotten over her ex a while ago, but she actually just became a new mom. And she's got baby Austin here with her today, which I'm so excited that I get to meet virtually. And I don't know, I'm just like really pumped to bring her on. I wanted to just kind of share like a catch up. Like, how are the Bravehearts who were over their ex? How are they now? And what's been going on with them? So we're going to talk a little bit about her, breakup experience, but we're primarily going to be focused. I mean, Sam, if you don't mind, I want to know how you met your husband and all about that as well. So we're going to kind of dive into where she's at today and everything. But first, Sam, welcome back to the show. I'm so excited to have you. Please tell us who you are, where you are, when did your breakup happen, what caused the breakup, any little refreshers about your breakup journey. I would love to hear. Introduce yourself. Tell us all the things.
Hi, I'm so excited to be back. It feels obviously so full circle. So when you reached out, I couldn't be more than happy and excited to come back and do this with you. My name is Sam. I joined the Get Over Your Ex program I think it was July 2022. And just for listeners, I'm in Canada, so I'm in a small city that's about 40 minutes away from Buffalo, New York, or an hour outside of Toronto. So for any other fellow Canadian, Get Over Your Ex Bravehearts out there. My breakup occurred on January 13th, 2022. So I remember it vividly. And I was with my ex for 7 years. We went to the same high school together and we were friends for years, not like close friends by any means, but we had a ton of mutual friends. And so even before the relationship ever began, it was just a very good, positive friendship that eventually bloomed into an actual relationship. And within that relationship, similar to some of the stuff that I discussed in the first episode, it was a great relationship. I truly thought that was going to be my person. We had such a strong friendship foundation, all of those things. In terms of friends, it was such an easy transition because we all had the same friends. I got along so incredibly well with his family. So when you put everything on paper, it seemed to check all the boxes. And so, as time went on, we had been together for, it seemed like each year would go by, and I had expressed interest numerous times that marriage was important to me. Whether I ever had kids or things like that, I was always on the fence. Like, I didn't know if those were in the cards for me, and I was okay with that. But my number one was marriage. And so I seemingly thought we were always on the same page. And then as more time went on, um, my gut was starting to tell me, like, I don't know, something's not right here, but like everything's good. I had been in very toxic relationships in the past. And so I caught myself comparing that relationship to the very toxic ones. And because they were so different and there was no toxicity, I had convinced myself, like, no, it's good. It's okay.
Mm.
So that's why I ended up staying way longer than I should have, only to find out that yeah, he did not want to get married and do those things. And so after 7 years, I had to really sit there and think, okay, well, it's not a bad relationship. It's just
Hmm.
one component. Am I willing to give it up? And I just could not let it go. And of course, it was crushing.
Yeah. Hmm.
And so leaving that was one of the hardest decisions I had ever made. And as your current Bravehearts are experiencing, or as any of the alumni know, the heartbreak is true physical pain
Hmm.
that you have to go through. And I just remember sitting in it, but I didn't know how to sit in it effectively on my own. And so
Hmm.
I was grappling to find any ounce of relief that I could. And that's when I stumbled upon your podcast
Yeah.
and
Hmm.
started listening to some episodes. And like even some of the episodes that didn't necessarily relate to my exact situation, it was still helpful. And so as I started listening, I was like, I couldn't put it down. Like I couldn't stop listening to you. And I just thought, okay, let me look into this. So I did.
Hmm.
Sure. US exchange rate versus the Canadian exchange rate. Yep. I looked at the price and thought, yeah, okay, this is
Hmm.
quite an investment, but
Yeah.
I don't think I sat on it for 24 hours and I was like, no, I need to do this for myself. Like,
Yeah.
I could just feel it in my gut that this was going to be something that I could really benefit from, even though I'll be honest, I had all the questions in my mind like, yeah, sure, I'm probably going to spend all this money and it's not going to work for me because my situation, like, no one has a relationship like him and I had.
Mm.
I try this and maybe it'll take the edge off. I don't know. But I remember so vividly, and I know you even remember this when I had one of my coaching sessions with you. I was sitting outside, it was a gorgeous sunny day. And I think I was only 2 months into the 3 month program, and I truly was over it. Like,
I do remember this. Like I could sit here and cry thinking about that. I like remember where you were sitting. I remember there was like an umbrella. There was outside. I was like, I remember that very vividly. Hmm.
yeah, I just remember like doing the work in the workbook and listening to recordings and doing all that. And I like so vividly just remember the click and switch in my brain. And it switched from why is he doing this to me? I don't understand. But then all of a sudden it switched to I'm so grateful to him for knowing what he wanted to allow me to go after what I want.
Mm. Let that land, listeners. Let that land. Yeah. Oh, that's such a profound one. Sam,
Yeah.
that's so good.
And I think every single one of us, of course, we all have egos, and it's one of those things like it's healthy to have an ego and whatever, but when you can kind of recognize that ego and put that aside and just truly look within without sounding too cheesy, but look within and look at the big picture, and it's like, okay, they're not doing this to you. Whether, of course, in my situation, it was more brought on something I didn't want. I wasn't the one fully ending the relationship, but to have the choice taken away, I dug deep and realized, like, no, I am so grateful that that happened. And I'm grateful to him.
Mm. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I love that. Because was your situation one of those situations where it almost felt like you were forced to leave because he just didn't want marriage?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I appreciated that he tried himself to see if he could get there. Um, and ultimately he couldn't. And like obviously now it's been some time since, and I can be fully honest, I am aware that he is currently engaged to,
Mm,
and
yeah.
to anyone that's never put in the work, I could only imagine finding out information like that, what it could be like. And I swear to you, I didn't even flinch. Heard the news. I was just genuinely like, you know what? Good for him. Because him and I weren't meant to be together. And I'm happy he found his person because I was able to find my true person.
Oh my gosh. True indifference, true neutrality. That is truly like zero desire, zero attachment. I am obsessed, Sam. That is epic.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Thank you so much for sharing all that. That was so, so powerful and so profound in so many ways. Definitely for anyone who's listening who wants to go back and listen to her episode on 165, Settling Even When It's Good. It was released November 4th, 2022. So she talks all about her breakup there. I love the update that you gave us. I want to hear all about your present day, your bigger and better life, boo, because back in 2022, we were talking about this bigger and better life. So I'm really curious, like, how did it play out? How did you use Get Over Your Ex tools throughout your journey? How did you meet your husband? You're now a mom. Like, this is so epic.
So obviously 2022, I made a promise to myself that my focus was all on me. Like I did not date, I did not go online. I was a serial dater in the past because I was terrified of being alone, like all of that typical stuff. And so in 2022, I just did the work on me and me alone and didn't even put anything. I'm sorry.
Hey, Austin.
Um, And so I'm really glad I did that. So in 2023, I just focused on having fun. I didn't focus on like, okay, I need to find somebody. I just wanted to put myself out there. If it led to dates, cool. If it didn't, that's also okay. I just really tried to take as much pressure off as I could. And so yeah, in 2023, I had a blast. I had so much fun that summer. Like I just, if a random person was like, "Hey, do you want to come out with us and do this?" I said yes.
Mm.
So I kind of felt like that Jim Carrey movie of Yes Man. Like I just opened myself up to as many possibilities as I could.
Oh, I love that. That's a great way to be non-attached too, because if you're not attached to a specific how of it working out and you're just open to all the different possibilities, it's a beautiful place to be.
Yeah, and I just needed to relearn kind of like, okay, I needed to trust myself again with my decisions and figure out what I wanted.
Mhm.
Um, 2023 was kind of that learning year. And then in September of 2023 is actually when I first met my now husband. And he got a job at where I work.
I love this.
And so I remember that there was a new guy being introduced at work, but I actually wasn't there the day that he interviewed. So I never saw him. And that was, I think, a couple months before he had even started. So I just thought, okay, there's a new guy coming, cool. Didn't think about it. And then when he officially started, I remember seeing him for the first time. And I'm not kidding. My first thought was, oh shit. Like, as soon as I saw him, sorry if I'm allowed to swear,
No, you're allowed.
but yeah, as soon as I saw him, I was like, oh, okay, this is interesting. Um, and I'll be honest, at the time, he had a girlfriend. And so it was just like friendship, didn't think anything was going to go there. But again, it was kind of cool in that sense because there was no pressure. It was just that coworker general friendship.
Yeah.
So I didn't know too much about him. And then we had a work event and that night I got to know him better, and it was just really cool to talk. And he had such a cool life because he was actually an ex-professional soccer player. So, like, learning all about that. And then eventually, summer of 2024, um, he was no longer in a relationship. And I actually had no idea that he was even into me. And then I got a message from him saying, "Hey, would you want to get dinner sometime?" And I thought, "Oh, sure." Again, not thinking anything. And then I realized, like, oh no, just like him and I,
You're like a date.
a date. So I was like, okay. Um, and then so our first date, it was weird because like I was not nervous at all, but then I was kind of nervous because I'm like, okay, well, we work together and I've never been in that situation before.
Yeah. Hmm.
So I was running through all the thoughts of like, do I even want to get into this? Because like, what if it doesn't work out? But then when I think back to everything that I did in the program and like you just really put your thoughts into everything, I just thought, you know what? If it doesn't work out, that's okay. So I went into it thinking like I'm focused on do I like him, not does he like me? Because he actually
Yes.
he likes me. Um,
Yeah.
so I just went in there searching for okay, is this going to be the right fit for me?
Good. I love that. Hmm.
And so on our first date, I kind of just laid it all out there. I was like, look, I've been at my job for a long time. So you being new, like, I don't want this to cause any problems. So we laid everything out on the table. Normally, on a first date, you may not talk about marriage, kids, like all the things. But because of our situation, I was like, we either align or we don't. So let's figure it out right now.
I love this.
And yeah, we aligned like up perfectly. And it was just one of the best dates I ever had. And
And you were authentically you, just putting it all out there, saying, here are the things that I want. We don't need to like play games. And do you want the same wants? Do you want the same things? So
yeah, and
cool.
I wasn't afraid to just be blunt and put it out there because I'm like, if you don't want that, that's cool. But this is what I want. And I shoved it aside in the past and it didn't get me anywhere. So I'm not ever doing that to myself ever again.
Hmm.
And then since that date, we've been inseparable. And now we got married at City Hall on December 31st, this past December 31st. We're still going to do a whole wedding thing, but because we had our fun surprise, our little
The baby pie.
boy, we opted to do it that way. But
So cool. Well, it's funny. Jake, my husband and I, we got married at City Hall as well, but we got married on Leap Day.
yeah,
So every 4 years, we're going to have a wedding. I told him that way there's not pressure on one day. We get to do it like however many times we want, which I love.
so cool.
So fun. Oh my gosh, Boo. I love that so much. And so Austin was a fun little surprise, and we love Austin. How do you like being a mom? Tell us all the things about being a mom.
Buddy. So being a mom is crazy. Like I said earlier, I was never one of those people that always wanted to be a mom. I was always on the fence about it. Like, is this for me? Yes or no? Um, and to sound cliche or cheesy again, but as soon as I met my husband, it was truly the first time I had ever thought, oh, I could do this with this person.
Oh, amazing.
Because I've always put a ton of weight into who I would potentially have a child with because it is the biggest thing you're ever going to do in your life.
Hmm.
And I didn't want to have a single shred of doubt that the person I was doing it with not only had the best and right values, but like a true partnership because it's not easy.
Hmm.
You know, like it is
Yeah.
the most difficult thing, even though it's the most wonderful. So his values and character and all of it, I could just see that he would be the most phenomenal father, but he would also be the most phenomenal support and partner to me.
Mm.
He was from the second he arrived. Like he was, his notebook was out. He was tracking feedings for me. So because my brain was mush,
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy.
so he helped me stay on track. He was there for everything. And so
Oh,
the most smooth, wonderful situation I could have asked for. Uh,
so epic. And Sam, you wear mom so well. Like you are killing it. The fact that you're even here recording this, like you guys, we're on a Zoom, so you guys can't see her, but she's literally holding Austin, talking to me, doing this all at the same time. And I'm like, That is epic. I couldn't do that at 5 months postpartum. I was not even like, I was like, Teddy has to be in a different room for me to take a call. So you are killing it. You are just, you wear mom so well. It looks so natural to you. And you just, like I said at the beginning of our call, you guys didn't hear this part, but she looks gorgeous. You're stunning.
Thank
Stunning.
you.
I'm so happy for you, Boo. I mean, honestly. So I guess my last question before we end our call together today is I'm curious, like this version of you who is living your bigger and better life
Yeah.
that, at one point you weren't sure was going to happen for you. What would you tell that version of yourself?
Um, I would I would be the biggest support to my previous self as I could. Like I just want to give her a hug and
Mm,
tell her that like I am so flippin' proud of her for being terrified, but for leaning into it.
mm,
And the thing that I remember being so scared of was feeling my feelings.
mhm,
And I remember you coaching me through that. And after I had like this big cry and I felt silly, but after I talked everything out and I had that big cry, I remember you asking me, like, are you okay? Are you hurt? All of those things. And I said, no, I'm okay. No, I'm not hurt. Like, I don't have bullet holes. I'm not bleeding. None of that.
mhm,
And as soon as the big emotions passed, it was like 20 pounds came off my shoulders every time until
mhm.
I eventually became weightless.
I
And
could cry.
yeah, I just want to tell that person in the moment, like, just keep going. Trust yourself that you've got it because you do.
Mhm,
And it feels like your life is literally over in that moment, but it's not. It's not the end. It's literally a new, brand new, wonderful freaking door opening. And you have no idea how good it's going to get.
Oh, you have no idea how good it's gonna get, my friends.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. Sam, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate your time. Your time is so valuable. And like you taking time to be here with Austin means the world to me. I know that the listeners are so grateful, and I'm just so glad that they got to catch up. Um, and I'll probably honestly play I'll probably repost your previous recording and then post this recording kind of like back to back because I feel like it would just be so epic to hear them both so close together. So.
And I'd be more than happy, like, if there's any Braveheart that's out there that just wants to talk to someone that's on the other side as they go through it, like, I'd be more than happy because just the more support you have
Yeah.
during that time, the better it is so that you are not alone, even though you feel like you are so lonely in the moment.
So
You're not.
good. Where can they find you? Where can they find you?
So on Instagram, I'm sam.hemming20. Um,
Perfect.
my account is private, but feel free, like, DM me, whatever.
Mhm.
I'm not the most social media savvy. I'm not out there in the world, but I am accessible. So if you just shoot me a message and tell me you're in the program, I will open it myself up gladly.
So good.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you so much. You're so epic. You're so amazing. I love you times a million, and I'm so glad we got to catch up.
No, me too. Thank you. Your program literally changed my life and helped me just realize my own potential. It was always there. I just needed the guidance and the push, and you gave me that. So I'm so happy and excited for anyone that's currently working with you or will work with you in the future. It's the best thing you could ever do.
Thank you, Boo. Oh, I love you. Thank you.
Thank you. So good to see you.
If you're loving the How to Get Over Your Ex podcast and you want to learn how to get over your ex in 3 months or less to build a life better than the one you thought you had with your ex, I would like to personally invite you to my next group course where we take everything you've learned here on the podcast and apply it to your life. Come check it out at www.lifecoachdorothy.com.